What's going on, guys? John here. We're back with another episode of the Alaska State Dynasty. And in this episode, we actually have a chance to do something special here. So, I was looking at the conference standings, and we currently sit at 6th. Now, if I sort by conference standings, now don't 100% quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the way this works is if we win one more game, we jump to 6 and 3. If Boise State loses, they would drop to 6 and 3. Now, I don't know exactly what would happen if Utah State, UNLV, or San Jose State won, because then they'd have a better record than us. But I think that would put us at number 2 in the conference, and we would make the conference championship game. Now, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. By the way, Fresno State's on a 6-game win streak. 67 overall. Haha, funny number. They're 10 and 1. Also, don't ask me how they're below Boise State. I honestly don't know. But we could technically cheese our way into the conference championship game. So there's a lot on the line for this game. It is also senior night. By the way, if you're wondering, I am sick. I was super sick over the last couple days, but I feel better. I'm still going to be sniffling a lot, so if you hear that, don't judge me. I think we're going to do Blizzard Out jerseys. I can't have them do their black jerseys because then I'm not going to be able to see anything. What would be the best option? Let's go. No, because I'm going to do the gray jerseys. Okay. So, it's our white jerseys versus... Oh, wait, why did I do that? That's a horrible idea. Okay, well... colorblind me is going to have a field day with this one. I'm just going to reset. Just going to completely relock in if it looks horrible. So... Oh, I can do this. Never mind. We're good. Alright, game is underway. And it's going to start with a touchback, and out comes our offense. It'll be led by Jerry Parker, who had 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. He is, I believe, 40-something yards away, or 50-something yards away from breaking the century mark this year. Also, if Bryson Jones gets 111 yards, he will break the single-season receiving record by Alaska State, aka Central Michigan. On first down, though, Jerry Parker goes for no gain. But there's obviously more on the line than just getting a stat, you know, as we're going to go Bryson Jones underneath first down. We have a chance to potentially win the conference or make the conference championship if what I'm saying is correct. It could 100% not be true and we just can't do anything. But also it depends on whether or not another team wins. So, yeah, so 2nd and 2. We're going out to Matthias Berger, who gets the first. I might, if we start, like, killing them, throw in more seniors. I do want to get some notability, or some playtime for some of the seniors, you know, since it is senior night and everything. But I'm not going to completely sacrifice my game plan to let some seniors get the field. As we're going to do speed option, and Brewer's going to take it himself and get the first. I think it was last episode that Brewer was dealing with a knee injury. It might have been 2 episodes ago. I'm going to hope he'll be fine. As we're going to go outside behind Houston. Jerry and Parker. Good cut, and that's going to be another first down. But, yeah, so I don't know how many videos I'm going to record in the session. I'm going to go home for the weekend. I'm just going to edit videos, no recording. So we'll see what I feel like doing is we're going to go outside. I really cannot throw those outside passes. If I lead them, it overthrow them, and if I don't, they drop it. So I'm kind of just in a lose-lose. As it's 2nd and 10. Just going to go underneath Aiden Knoll. And Aiden Knoll is going to have a touchdown for Alaska State. Aiden Knoll is our 2nd leading receiver right now. And it's because of plays like that. I don't want to cheese him, but it's just so easy. If that wasn't even one I chose myself. I mean, that was just the play call that I didn't audible it at all. But touchdown, Alaska State. 1st and 10 for Eastern Michigan. Technically, this is the battle between Eastern and Central Michigan. But since we are not Central Michigan anymore, that doesn't really exist. So, uh, I guess I can update you on some of the stats that I know. I think Freddie Wayne currently leads us in tackles for loss. He has like 16, and a lot of them came very early in the year, as it's 3rd and 4. Like Marcus Moon's probably going to end up leading us in picks unless I think Jaden Smith has 2, and 2 other guys have 2. As good hit by Freddie Wayne, we're going to force a punt. 1st and 10 for the offense, as that's going to be an easy sack. Left guard was not blocking anybody, and we lose 11. So that makes it 2nd and 21, as we're just going to run it with Jerry and Parker to try and get some of those yards back. We end up getting 10, and that still leads us with a 3rd and long, which is less than ideal. And I think what we're going to do is Aiden Knowles on that wheel route. I'm going to hope that safety bites on Aiden Knoll, and then Bryson Jones can beat his man. A fire for Jones. He drops it. I think we're actually going to get a pass interference, which is funny because I think that was basically because of what I said, Aiden Knowles' route. We're cheesing it, baby. I'll take the 1st down. I guess I can't complain about the game anymore. As we're going to try a jet sweep. This jet sweep usually does not actually work, but we are going to get it to work this time, as Matthias Berger gets a 12-yard gain. So I think his career rushing total is positive now, because I think it was actually negative. As 1st and 10, we're going to run behind our big men, and Jarian Parker gets 6 as Tariq Williams, our right guard, is injured with a strained forearm. As I do really want to get Jarian Parker to 1,000 yards. That is going to be something I am going to try and, my hardest to get to. I think he's going to get it if I just give him the ball an even amount. But who knows, as there's a flag there. That was, we're going to get a roughing the passer now. I really had to throw it immediately. I probably could have thrown it underneath to Jordan Houston. I think he would have been open, but instead we'll get a roughing the passer. We're really cheesing this one, aren't we? As that makes it 1st and 10. We're going to hand it off Jarian Parker, and Jarian Parker is into the end zone for a touchdown. And there we go. I mean, we're one of the worst rush. I think he's got 1,000 yards now, by the way. I'm going to keep giving it to him just in case. But what a game for Jarian Parker. Season for Jarian Parker. As he doesn't have a lot of rushing touchdowns just because we don't run the ball in the red zone because we suck. But yeah. Before I started recording, I was actually looking at some of the stats, like team stats for us compared to everybody else. We are, I believe, one of the best teams as, oh my gosh, when it comes to stopping the run, as I give up a 29-yard rushing play. But we are one of the best run per game teams. I think we give up like 93. And one of the worst pass per game. So I wonder if there's... the pass per game is valid. Our pass defense just sucks. And I wonder if that's why our rush defense is so good, allegedly. I wonder if it's maybe just that CPU just starts to notice that, hey, this guy sucks at football, or on passing, so why don't we just pass the ball every time? But I guess I can't tell you what the CPU thinks. I can't even tell you what I think half the time, as that's going to take us to the end of the quarter. We are up 14-0, and we might actually see some seniors come in. Who knows? 1st and 10 out of the quarter, as they're going to run a corner out. And we're going to get a sack, as that's a 7-yard sack. Javen Augustus, I believe is who that is. Actually, no, it's Javion Smith-Combs, 97, I think. Who's 97? Is 97 even out here right now? Nope, it was Antoine Carter. I'm incorrect yet again, as it's 2nd and 17 now. Going deep, testing Tevin Daniels, and it's knocked away. After the great defense by Tevin Daniels, it is now 3rd and 17. They're going a bubble screen. And Jaden Smith has to tackle him. They gain 5, not enough. They're going to try a field goal from 57. So we'll see if this dude has the leg. A lot of kickers do, so ours doesn't, but most kickers should. As the kick is up, and it's going to be left off the upright, no good. We get the ball back. And after we get the ball back, we're just going to start with a simple pass to Bryson Jones. That's going to get called back for a hold on Chris Lino. So it's 1st and 20 instead of 1st and 10 or 2nd and inches, whatever you wanted to consider it. After our play, as Aiden Knoll gains 3, and now Chris Lino is down holding his ankle or leg. So that's great. As it's now 2nd and 17, we're going to try a screen pass. And Aiden Knoll, does he have the speed? He does. Aiden Knoll around the edge, and it's a huge gain for Aiden Knoll, the guy who leads us in receiving yards. Not leads us, but 2nd in receiving yards. Aiden Knoll really just trying his darndest to make me look like I'm cheesing the game, as we put Jermaine Houston in motion. Houston lays a nice block, and Jerian Parker is going to gain 7. You know, I really wish, and this is me being completely genuine, I really wish we could have got Jordan Houston going this season. It just felt like everything we did was not working, as that's a huge sack, 14-yard loss. I thought that said Victor Oladipo. I'm tweaking. As now we're basically just going to kind of call it here. 3rd and 17, we're handing it off Jerian Parker. We're going to gain 2, and I don't think we're in field goal range for George Lincoln. 55, yeah, nope. So we're going to punt. Now it's 1st and 10. And it is the safety getting completely cooked by their tight end. I don't know what the obsession is with running press coverage, but Walt Littlejohn is cooked. He got burnt so hard. Oh my goodness, this dude sucks. I might need to start matching guys up with speed or something, because, dude, he is so bad. Oh, Atwell, no. Atwell had a pick there. Just bounced off his hands. I read it perfectly. They try to out route with the running back. Not a full out route, but like an out corner with the running back. Read it perfectly. And I could not do anything with it. As they run for 7 there. That makes it 3rd and 3. They're another freaking hurry up team. Hate these teams. And that was a horrible idea. Why'd you run play action? I sent a blitz, hoping we'd get pressure. Yeah, we did. That's Steven Havner getting the sack. They're going to punt again. All right, 1st and 10. Let's see what we got. I'm going to go underneath. Jordan Houston gets the first. I remember I was so excited when we got Jordan Houston in the transfer portal, and now he's kind of like irrelevant almost. It seems like all of our passes have gone to our other receiver, as I had Houston there, but just can't get the ball out. 2nd and 10. Because Houston was very good for us last season. I think he put up almost 1,000 yards on a very bad offense. It's just the problem was now we have at least some sort of an offense. We're over 500, so we've got to have something. Kind of like make it deeper. I want a deep corner. No? Okay. So we're going deep. Bryson Jones. He has a step, and he doesn't have it. But I feel like Jordan Houston has the potential to be great. It just, I can never get the ball to him, because whenever I do throw it to him, he seems to be either ultra covered or drops it. And when I decide when he is open, I can't get the ball to him. So it's sort of one of those scenarios where I lose either way, as it's the dude with the funny name that I'm not pronouncing because I don't want to get canceled that got the tackle. You guys know who I'm talking about. Very popular player on social media because of his name. As I want to run a QB sneak here, but I think we're actually too far out. So I'm going to switch to a power O. I'm going to run left behind Houston. Just need 1 yard. Jerry and Parker's got it. One thing I will notice is, once again, we did lead the league, or we're very high. I guess I don't think we led the league this season, but in fourth down attempts. Like, we also had I was like red zone trips. I think we had the lowest red zone trip touchdown percentage, but we also led the league in red zone trips on defense. As Brewer's gonna have a first down there. 2nd and 10, we've got Aiden Knoll on a outside zone, and Matthias Berger is trash at blocking. That leads to a 3rd down. And 3rd and 10. Firing for Bryson Jones, and Brewer overthrows him. We're going to have to punt again. Really, no offense has happened since our first 2 drives, as there's a fumble, and it's going to be a safety. And it's another sack for Antonio Carter Jr. They're only going to give him a half sack for that. But we're going to get a safety punt now. 2nd and 10. So we're just going to fire underneath. We got Bryson Jones trying to get him to that 111 mark so he can get the school record. I was going to check to see how far he was away from the receptions record, because we do give him as I have an O lineman running into our own receiver. I thought we might be pretty close now. We have 86 receptions, and he needs about 110 to break Antonio Brown's reception record. So yeah, we're nowhere near reception record. But 3rd and 4. We've got a chance here to get a first. I don't know. We'll have to see. I actually kind of like Bryson Jones on like a wheel. Firing deep. Nope. We're going to have to punt again. All right, empty backfield for the quarterback. And let's see what we can do. If there's a flag, it's probably going to be roughing the passer if I had to guess. Nope, it's going to be a hold. Oh my gosh, they cannot catch a break. They get a big gain. They're going back to 1st and like 17, 19. Holy cow, this is sad. Let's get another sack though, since we're gonna lay the boom on them anyway. Let's just keep smacking them. It's a man in motion, and Walt Littlejohn bats it away. It's 2nd and 19. Yikes! This poor team. I mean, we're not looking much better, but right now they just cannot muster up anything. No offense, and that's going to be a sack, and they're down to the 2-yard line. Antonio Carter with a great tackle. Now it's 3rd and 26. They're probably going to run the ball here, and they're going to gain 3 and going to have to punt again. All right, so we need to get something going here. Every drive we've had since our first 2 that were great have just been absolute, just terrible. Nobody would want to watch it. It's been punts back and forth. So let's do something here. As Jerry and Parker Jr.'s hurt. His season's basically done. Look at that. Oh my gosh. He's a junior, so he's probably going to be out for this game, maybe out for the season. That's not good. We're going underneath. We got Cade Workman. 3rd and inches. And I guess it's going to be Aiden Knoll, Nick Hepburn for the rest of the game, because I'm not risking Jerry and Parker's health. As LaMarcus Brewer is going to get the first, and Jerry and Parker has a foot sprain. Will return soon. What? You're making him return from a foot sprain? Who are you? 1st and goal. Going out, Bryson Jones, touchdown. He's just so good. We finally get an offensive drive going. Bryson Jones, he's a long ways away from his 111 to break the record, but I'm going to try. Okay, I know we tend to choke it in the second halves of games sometimes. Let's just keep laying the boom on them, please, as that's a great pass breakup again by Walt Littlejohn, as we have 12 quarterback pressures. This is the kind of stat line our offensive line would put up in previous seasons, which they actually have in this season, to be fair. But that's a huge stuff by Carter. I really just don't know what to say. This offense, hold on, defensive line, pinch. And it worked. I pinched the O-line, and we're going to force a punt again. 1st and 10. Going Matthias Berger. He'll get 3. As there's a chance I just don't put in Jarian Parker for the rest of the game. I just don't want to see him get hurt. As it is 2nd and 10. You know, we've already seen one of our stars get hurt in Marcus Moon. As that's an insane catch by Jordan Houston, by the way. Great field flipper. As now it's 1st and 10 from the 23. But I really don't want to risk Jarian Parker's career health, let alone season health, by throwing him back in. As Brewer's hot. Pause. But he's doing great today. There we go. That's a better way to put it. As there's a 1st down. But yeah, so as Nick Hepburn's in, see if Nick Hepburn can get anything going with his touches. As Hepburn up the middle. I mean, he's had a pretty mid freshman season, all things considered. I would not be surprised, honestly, if he transferred. As Aiden Knowles is back in the backfield. Aiden Knowles going to have another touchdown. Man, Aiden Knowles, touchdown machine. I feel like there's been a couple plays where they've had at least a little bit of time to throw, and they've just done nothing with it. As there's an attempt, and it's batted away, Malik Moon, and that leads to, like usual, a 3rd and long, as we're going to QB spy Javian Smith-Combs. And they're not even going to try the 1st down. They're going to punt again. 1st and 10, we're running a play that I'll probably get sacked on. But I guess we completed for 4th, so I was really hoping Houston would get open. I want to throw the ball to Jordan Houston. I feel like I'm not giving him the respect he deserves for being our top option last year. As he grabs another one. I mean, is this going to be the Jordan? There's the guy whose name I can't say. Houston's making an effort to do some stuff. Going Houston again. I mean, I'm not even having to force feed him. He's just open every time. That's going to take us to the 4th quarter, but wow. Houston's looking good now. I think my problem is I tend to find one guy who does really good and just completely lock onto him for the entire rest of the game or season. As Aiden Knoll might have another touchdown here. We'll see. Nope, he's down to the 1 and got absolutely decimated. As that makes it 1st and goal from the 1. And Aiden Knoll, can he get his 3rd touchdown? He will. Aiden Knoll. This dude's insane. Alright, so I've made some adjustments. Like Eastern Michigan has, I put in majority of our backups. Now we do have a couple of seniors that are going to be playing still. I think Javen Smith-Combs, Javen Augustus, I think Jordan Underwood's his name. Rondell Carter, all on defense are going to be playing, along with Greenwood. They're all going to be taking all the snaps on defense still. And then for offense, Cade Workman is now going to be our number 1. I believe I think there's only one other player, and it's offensive lineman. Brian Williams is also seen, but everyone else is different except for one O lineman. As Wade Gammon is hurt. Don't know who that is. But yeah, I guess there's not going to be too much to show in this part of the video. I'm sure something cool will happen, like they might actually score. But, you know, I can't count on it. So We'll see. But maybe something cool will happen for one of the seniors, like a pick six or as that's I believe Larry Reyna's the dude's name. Kind of cheeks. He's like a 65 overall. This offense has been bad. Like absolutely putrid. Good catch though. They're in field goal range, so I guess they've got something going for them. Because I don't even know who Carry On is. This is a D lineman, I'm pretty sure. At least he's built like one. Yeah, look at that dude. 42. That is a linebacker playing safety. who let this man out out at the safety position? I mean, it was probably me. I saw he was like a decent overall at safety. I was like, oh, let's throw him at safety. And then the rest is history. But yeah, like dude is a unit out at safety. Third mate. Oh, that's almost picked, as that's gonna force a field goal. We'll see if they make it. I mean, this one's from shorter. It's about 53 yards. Missed 57. I hit the kicker, and he missed. So that's gonna be a first down. I don't even know who that dude is. Number 3. Who would I give number 3 to? And Sydney Stovall. Yep, don't know who that is. I think Cade Workman is actually our cornerback 5, so if any injuries happen, Cade Workman might come in at cornerback. First and 10, though. There's Rondell Carter laying the boom. Man, if I didn't hit the kicker, they would have missed another extra point or another field goal. But there's their first touchdown of the game. Wow, took them long enough. I will just warn you now, this offense is probably not going to be good. Jackie Wolf's at quarterback, which I guess is fine. He played an entire season for us. But Ty Hardy is a senior. It's his last year. So he's starting. Cade Workman's our number 1 receiver. Matthias Berger, who's known for being very, very slow, is number 2. Like, LJ Young is after that. So it's going to be rough. But, I mean, we're going to try. Cade Workman, he basically did what he was supposed to. He's supposed to be a big man that I would toss jump balls to. And, I mean, I did toss jump balls to him. Occasionally, not as much as I probably should have. As Ty Hardy's going to get a rush. He gains 4 there. But, you know, we'll manufacture some touches for him. As he's also our slot receiver, so we'll give him a jet sweep. And Cade Workman's going to take this jet sweep all the way to the house. 53 yards. The 6'6" receiver, I believe he's 6'6", I can't even remember, goes for a jet sweep touchdown. Nice. And that'll do it for the game. We absolutely steamroll Eastern Michigan. The 2 points in the second quarter, 14 in every other quarter. As Aiden Knoll, 3 touchdowns, gets player of the game. And yeah, it was just over. Literally, look at the arrows. Besides red zone field goal percentage, or red zone touchdown percentage, and then like kick return yards and punts, we dominated every stat. Brewer had 239, 2 touchdowns. Jackie Wolf had 63 and a touchdown. Rushing, Jerry Parker 98 touchdown. Hardy had 28. Hepburn 21. Knoll 19 and 2 touchdowns. Berger 14. Brewer 6. Jackie Wolf had -11 on that last sack. Receiving, it was Aiden Knoll 95 and a touchdown. Houston 86. Workman had 69 and a touchdown. Bryson Jones 34 and a touchdown. 8 for Berger, 6 for Parker, 4 for Williams. Tackles, Rondell Carter, senior night. He 7 tackles. Underwood 4 in his senior night. 3 TFLs for Antonio Carter. 2 for Javen Augustus in his senior night. Smith Combs, senior. Then Big Hill, Havner, Green, and Littlejohn all at TFLs. 2 TFLs for Carter, and then sacks for Havner and Augustus. Obviously, we didn't have any INTs. Pass deflections, 2 for Little John, 1 for Moon, Atwell, and Carter. Antonio Carter had a TFL as a forced fumble as my alarm went off, which got recovered by one of the O linemen, which led to a safety that we're not going to get credit for. But yeah, so that's the regular season, bowl time. So a great way to end the regular season. Now we get to sim next week, see if we actually did make a bowl game, which I doubt, or not the bowl game, but as we get a commit, Ty Floyd commits, and Emmanuel Ferris commits, and Ari commits. That's cool. We're in a recruiting battle for Cliff, dudes with long last name, as Deontay Big Hill wants to transfer, Matthias Berger wants to transfer, Jerry and Parker wants to transfer. Oh gosh, we are screwed, guys. All of these guys are transferring. I'm not going to be able to get all of them back. I mean, Big Hill we're probably want to keep. Berger I'll try to keep again. Jerry and Parker, though, that's a big name. We do not make the conference champion. No, this is Army-Navy week. So I guess we have some recruiting points. I'll sim through Army-Navy week. I'll be nice. But now we've got a bunch of 3 stars committed. Let's see, who's the guy we're gonna recruit? This dude. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to throw 25 more points on you, as I don't think we can get Dexter, which sucks. But we put a ton of points on him. He just doesn't want to show up. All these guys are good. I'm gonna throw a couple guys on the board. Be right back. All right, so we added Tommy Moan, Colby Dingle, and Darren Larson. Just figured there were a couple guys for positions that we might need soon, especially with transfers and everything. We're gonna sim to next week. Now, did we make the conference championship as Monty Dexter commits to whatever place he went? We did not make the conference championship, which makes me think that, you know, what Boise State won, which they did. We finished in 5th in the conference, which is still really good, behind Fresno State, San Jose State, Boise State, and Utah State. And I guess San Jose State must have beat Boise State to make the conference championship, unless I'm just seeing that wrong. Does it show? Nope, none of that shows. So, I guess we'll sim to next week too, just to see what bowl game we end up in. As yeah, we lose 50 points on Dexter. That sucks, but there's nothing I can do there. Obviously, we can't like schedule any visits or anything, you know, because it's basically the off season. So I might just throw heaps of points on these dudes, try and get them to commit now, so we don't have to worry about them in the off season. You know, because then, you know, we can go after like transfers and stuff. As I already put some points on this, but we'll go up to 40. Just might as well try and lock in these dudes while we can. We're just gonna add 5 points to some guys. Actually, honestly, for Dominique Wheeler, we're just gonna soft sell his thing he likes, and just yeah, maybe throw an extra 10 points on, or 5 points on Andre Fox. Actually, no, we can't do that. I guess we'll just throw the 5 points back on Wheeler. Going for 25 points on the 1 star is crazy. But I want to know what bowl game we made, so we're going to sim this week. And Colby, we're in his top 5. We're at half star because we suck. Week 16, and this should be what bowl game we make. If I'm correct. We're first on all their boards. That's all I care about. Dylan Raiola wins the Heisman. That's not a shock. And our matchup is against UAB in the Hawaii Bowl. So Alaska State's going to Hawaii for a bowl game. But for all the rest of this, I will leave it for next episode. So if you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you guys next time for our first ever bowl game.